Hola y bienvenidos a la unidad 2, lección 22C. El verbo ser con la hora, fechas y de qué son hechas las cosas. Necesitas tu paquete de unidad 2, fichas, lápiz y bolígrafo. Es una actividad de pareja opcional. Si no tienes todo, pausa el video y recoge lo que necesitas. Learning targets for this lesson are: I can discuss time, dates, weather, and seasons in a culturally accurate way, and I can use the ser de formula to tell what something is made of if I know or am given the vocabulary. El verbo de hoy es correr, to run. Y la cita dice, no es que tengamos poco tiempo, sino que desperdiciamos mucho. It's not that we have only a little bit of time, but rather that we waste a lot. So let's not waste time. Let's get started. Remember that the resources we'll be using today from your packet are available for you at home or anytime in your Spanish Student Virtual Resource Binder. Today we will be working on time and dates, and also materials and fabrics from these two resources that are highlighted. All right, we are on the last bits. So just as a review, we've been working on the verb or on verbs that equal the one verb to be of English. So we saw haber to name the quantity or existence of something. We saw tener to work with age or certain expressions. We had hacer to talk about basic weather expressions. We had the verb estar to talk about our emotions and our location. And then we've been working on level 2 with the verb ser for inherent characteristics, talking about careers, origin, nationality, relationships. And today we're going to finish off with time, dates, and what things are made of. Okay, so again, focusing on what something is made of, or times and dates, using the verb ser. So, for example, es la una, it's the 1 o'clock hour. Or son las 2:30, it's the 2 o'clock hour and a half, 2:30, 2:30. Hoy es martes, today is Tuesday, el 26 de septiembre, the 26th of September. Es otoño, it is fall. El bolígrafo es de plástico. The pen is made of plastic. La mesa es de madera. The table is made of wood. So let's find out how to do all these things. We're going to first talk about time in Spanish. So to speak about time, again, we use the verb ser. And we are conjugating ser according to the number of hours. So if it's the 1 o'clock hour, we're going to use ser conjugated as es because it's just one. But for all the other hours, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, well, 11, we're going to use son because it's multiple hours. When we get to the 12 o'clock hour, which is midday or midnight, we're going to go back to S and say it is midnight, it is midday. If we want to add on some detail of like it's 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the evening, this is how we say. So add these notes to your packet. We're working on the time, la hora. So this page with all the clocks. So add this information maybe at the top up here where there's a little white space. To say in the morning, which we say AM in English, we say de la mañana. So we're going to add de la mañana after the time. To say PM, which is considered noon to sunset in Spanish-speaking culture, de la tarde, of the afternoon. Tarde means late, but it also means afternoon. And then if we're going to talk about PM, evening, de la noche. Noche means night. that's considered for after sunset. Okay, so how do we use or how do we talk about time? ¿Qué hora es? So if we are talking about time and we're going to name the hour and the minutes, if they are before the 30-minute mark, so 1 to 30, we're going to add. So son las 11, it's the 11 o'clock hour. Y 10. E means and, 10, of course, 10. It's 11:10, 10 minutes after 11. However, if we're past the 30-minute mark, we're going to subtract from the upcoming hour. So this right now is 5 minutes before 3, right? We might say it that way in English, or we might say it's 2:55. In Spanish, you don't say 2:55, you say the 5 minutes before 3. So, son las 3, it's the 3 o'clock hour, menos, minus, cinco. So, minus cinco, 5 minutes before 3 o'clock. So again, 1 to 30 minutes, we're going to add using the word e, which means and. And if we're past the 30 minutes, we're going to subtract from the upcoming hour, just like we say in English, 5 before 3. Okay, if it's midnight or noon, we have special sayings. Es medianoche. It's the middle of the night. It is midnight. Es mediodía. It's the middle of the day. It's midday. It's noon. Notice media noche because noche is feminine. So media as an adjective half, we're going to use the feminine form. Dia is a masculine noun. So we're going to use the masculine form of medio. Okay, if it's exactly on the hour, we can add en punto. So es la una, it's the 1 o'clock hour, en punto, on the dot. Sometimes we add that emphasis in English, right? Right. I want you here at a la una en punto, 1 o'clock on the dot. Son las 3 en punto, it's 3 o'clock on the dot. If it's the 30-minute mark, we have something special. We say media for half of an hour. Son las 7:30. It's the 7 o'clock hour and a half. It's 7:30. So you're not going to say son las 7:30. You're going to say son las 7:30, half of an hour. If it is the quarter hour, we're going to say es la 1:15. Cuarto means a quarter. Be careful, that's close to the word cuatro, which means 4, but it's spelled differently. Cuarto, not TRO. Cuarto means a quarter. It's 1:15, we would say in English. And if we're at the 45-minute mark, that's a quarter of an hour before. Remember, we're past 30 minutes, so we're going to subtract. Son las 8 menos cuarto, 7:45, or 8 minus a quarter. So to recap, we have special things that we're going to say. If it's midnight, medianoche. Midday, mediodía. On the dot, en punto. And on the half, y media. On the quarters, y cuarto or menos cuarto. All right, let's do some practice. So in your packets, you have the same thing that's on the screen right now. And what you are going to do is you're going to read the sentences and draw a line to the clock that matches. So I'll do the first one with you. Son las 9 menos cuarto. So it's the 9 o'clock hour minus a quarter. So that would be 8:45. 8:45 is down here. So I would draw a line from son las nueve down to 8:45. You do the rest, pause the video, and when you're done, come back to check your answers. Okay, so we did the first one, son las nueve menos cuarto, that was 8:45. Es el mediodía, that's noon. You should have a line over here to the 12 o'clock. Son las ocho en punto, it's 8 o'clock on the dot. You should have a line down here to the 8 o'clock. Son las tres menos 22. So 3 o'clock minus 22 minutes, that's 2:38. Es la 1:30. It's 1.5 hours, 1:30. Es la medianoche menos 10. So it's midnight minus 10 minutes. That's 11:50. Son las 11:12. It's the 11 o'clock hour and 12 minutes. That's 11:12. And son las 5 menos cuarto. It's 5 o'clock minus a quarter of an hour. That's 4:45. All right. Now that you've done a little easy interpretation, now let's see what you can do for writing. So if you want to do the extra activity down here, that's fine, drawing the hands on. But more importantly, in your notebook or on a piece of scratch paper, I want you to work on creating sentences saying the time. So use your resources if you need. I've done the first one for you. So 3 a.m. Son las 3 de la mañana. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I could have added son las 3 en punto or son las 3 de la mañana en punto. Right. Your job now, complete the rest of these sentences. Pause the video, and when you're ready, come back and check your answers. Okay, here we go. Son las 3 en punto de la mañana. 10:30 p.m. Son las 10:30 de la noche. 10.5. Remember, you should not put 30, you should put media. 5:50. So we're past the 30-minute mark. Son las 6 menos 10. So we're going to go up to the next hour, 6, and subtract 10. De la mañana. 7:15. So we have a special one. We're at the quarter hour. Son las 7:15 de la mañana. 7.25 hours. 4:45 p.m. So again, we're at a quarter mark, but we got to subtract because we're past the 30. Son las 5 menos cuarto de la tarde. 12 a.m. That's midnight. Es la medianoche. 9:27 p.m. Son las 9:27 de la noche. And 11:39 a.m. We're past the 30-minute mark, so we have to subtract from midday. Es mediodía menos 21. It's 21 minutes before noon. Hopefully you did well on this. If you struggled a bit, that's okay. This takes practice. All right, let's move on to the next piece. So we also talk about dates a lot. To be able to write the date or say the date in Spanish, we use this formula. So let's see, where might we want to write this down in our packet? Let's go back to, oh boy, let's actually add this on the blank page on the back. So a blank page on the back. So to talk about dates, we use the formula hoy es, today is, and then you're going to say the day of the week, comma, el, and then you're going to put the number, day of, and then you're going to put the month. So earlier in the packet, you on the first page, oh, we could also add this on the first page, I guess. We had our days of the week and our months. Also add a note here. For the first, we say primero. So we're not going to say el uno, we're going to say el primero. For example, Friday, the 1st of January. Hoy es viernes. Today is Friday. El primero, the 1st de enero, of January. You try the next 5. Go ahead, pause the video, and when you're ready, come back and check your answers. Okay, Monday, 14th of February. Hoy es lunes, el 14 de febrero. Saturday, the 4th of July. Hoy es sábado, el 4 de julio. Wednesday, the 31st of October. Hoy es miércoles, el 31 de octubre. Thursday, the 1st of November. Hoy es jueves, el primero de noviembre. Make sure you put primero and not el uno. And Tuesday, the 25th of December. Hoy es martes, el 25 de diciembre. So to be able to do this, you have to have memorized your days of the week, you have to have memorized your numbers, and you have to have memorized your months. And then you need to memorize the formula. Hoy es de, el número de, and your month. All right, let's tackle the last piece for this lesson. The last piece is using the verb ser to talk about what things are made of. So to say what something is made of, the question you might hear, ¿de qué es hecho? What is that made of? You're going to use the formula, the item, what is it that you're talking about? Es de, or son de if it's plural, and the material. For example, the pen is plastic. La pluma es de plástico. The pen is of plastic, literally, but sounds a little funny in English. We wouldn't say it that way. We would say the pen is plastic. All right, your turn to do the practice. Remember, for number 3 and number 4, those are plural, so you're going to use the verb ser in the plural, son. Pause the video, come back and check your answers when you're done. All right. Here we go. Oops, I doubled that slide. Respuestas. You should have. El libro es de papel. The book is made of paper. La caja es de cartón. The box is cardboard. Los zapatos son de cuero. Make sure you have son here because we're plural. Los zapatos son. The shoes are leather. Las camisas son de algodón. The shirts are cotton. La casa es de madera. The house is wood, made of wood. So in your package, you have a whole big list. It's not comprehensive, but it's a pretty good list. I don't expect that you're going to be, oops, there we go. I don't expect that you're going to be able to memorize all of these at first. I would probably go through and highlight like 5 to 10 of the most common ones of materials that we use every day, like cardboard, like cotton, denim, gold, leather, paper, plastic, rubber, wood. Those are probably some good ones to make some flashcards of, right? Common materials. And as you need different materials going forward, you have this as a resource and you'll work on memorizing them when it makes sense. All right. So that finishes this last lesson for ser. As always, make sure that you made flashcards for all of this great many pieces of vocabulary and that you're practicing with your flashcards every day, right? As much as you can. All right, so that wraps up level 2. You're going to do a little review now and come back to 22D to check yourself, do a quick evaluation, and then take your progress check. Good work.